So in the future economy, I think that really what we're talking about is filling in levels of scale in terms of in our industrial system that are currently being undernourished. And really that is, at this stage, local and regional scales of production. And so what we're talking about in a future scenario is how we can have nested levels of production that make sense. Now, the only caveat to this is the global scale. There may be global actors in terms of large corporates, but from a material flow perspective, I firmly believe that we need to source and cycle nutrients at local and regional scales. And for two reasons. One is that the actual nutrients themselves, the information and knowledge about it, if that's an open commons, it allows regenerative potential in the economy. So new entrants can get in the game easier. Barriers to market entry are not from a material standpoint, and that's super important. And the second part of that is that it creates feedback within the system at more appropriate levels of scale, so that, for example, a community can govern the resources that they're using for manufacturing in a way that they actually, the feedback is not only material, nutrient feedback, but also informational feedback that helps governance. And when we have huge, long global supply chains, that feedback from a governance perspective is too disparate, is too long a chain to actually be able to have proper feedback in the system. So that's the important thing about having nutrients be local and regional. But the idea that corporates couldn't, and multinational corporates couldn't actually make sure that their product portfolios are locally adaptive, locally appropriate to the feedstock and the nutrients that are sourced within their geographies where demand is, that's entirely possible, and it's already happening in some product sectors. So that's where I think they fit in the future of a regenerative circular economy.